I would like to welcome you to the Community College of Baltimore County, and I would like to welcome you to dcom 101 Introduction to Data Communications. My name is Dan Whitaker, and I will be your instructor in this online course. In this course introduction, we will cover the purpose of the class, the topics that we will be covering, the format of the class, grading, course navigation, and what you need to do to get started. Let's start out with the purpose of the class. The purpose of the class is to provide the student, to provide you with an overview of the principles, practices, and technologies of data communications and computer networking. A second purpose of the class is to prepare the student for a career as network technician, network administrator, or network engineer, and this class also acts as an elective or a distribution for other programs. Now let's look at the topics that we will be covering in this class, and if you go to our textbook, which is available online or at the bookstore, and if you go to the table of contents, you will see we have 12 chapters to cover. Introduction to Computer Concepts, Network Hardware Essentials, Topologies and Technologies, Network Media, meaning cabling, Network Protocols, TCP/IP and IP addressing, Network Reference Models and Standards, Network Hardware in Depth, Network Security, Wide Area Networks and Cloud Computing, Operating System Fundamentals and Virtualization, and Server Administration, Storage, and File System Management. We have 12 chapters to cover, but we're not going to be covering them in this order. You will see that it's going to make more sense to cover Chapter 4 after we cover Chapter 2, and to cover Chapter 7 before we cover Chapter 5. So this is what our schedule is going to look like. Sometimes we have one chapter per week, sometimes we have 2 chapters per week, and sometimes we get 2 weeks to do one chapter. So you can see for week number 1, you have one chapter to do and you have one quiz, which is due at the end of the week. Then the next week you get 2 chapters because they're kind of short, and then you have 2 quizzes which are to do at the end of the week. Week number 3, you have 2 chapters which are kind of short, and then 2 quizzes which are due at the end of the week. But when you get to Chapter 5, that's a big chapter. That covers 2 weeks, and the quiz for Chapter 5 is due at the end of the second week, September 18th. And then Chapter 6 is also a big chapter. That spans 2 different weeks, and thus the quiz is due at the end of the second week. And then you got the midterm exam, and then after that, we have one chapter per week. Thanksgiving week, we have off. The last week of class, you can work on the project, and then exam week is going to be the week of December 10th. That is our schedule. Format. That is to say what you will be doing in this course. For each chapter, you have 4 things to do. 1, read the chapter in the textbook, which is available at the bookstore or online, and it can be difficult reading, especially the first time through. Then after you read the chapter in the textbook, you watch the video of the instructor teaching the chapter, just as you are watching this video now. Then you perform the hands-on exercises. These are simple, easy exercises designed to reinforce the concepts. You do not need to submit these exercises to me, but if you don't do them, you will probably have a difficult time with the final project, which is based on the hands-on exercises. Then the last thing you do for each chapter is to take the online quiz. It's multiple choice, it's open book, you get unlimited attempts, so I hope everybody can be getting 100s on these quizzes. For each chapter, you got 4 things to do. Read the book, watch the video, perform the hands-on exercises, and take the online quiz. Let's now take a look at Blackboard. If you log into Blackboard and you go into Getting Started, you will see that's where we are now on the course introduction. Below that, we have the syllabus, which shows the course description and course goals. Below that, we have the all-important schedule that shows sometimes we have 1 chapter per week, sometimes we have 2 chapters per week, sometimes you get 2 weeks for 1 chapter. Below the schedule is the instructor information in case you need to contact me, and then below that you can check out your grades. And then under course content is where you have the real meat of the course. You will see for this chapter, you're supposed to read the chapter of the textbook, watch the video, perform the hands-on exercises, and take the chapter quiz. Grading is based on 4 criteria. The weekly quizzes altogether make up 20% of the grade, so that's about 2% of the entire grade for each quiz. The midterm exam is 25% of the grade. It's taken online at home. It's based upon the quizzes. The project is 10% of the grade. It's based upon the exercises. And then the final exam is 35% of the grade. The final exam must be taken at a college testing center. Note, it's not that hard to pass this class if you do all the work on time. The reason people fail is because they fall behind. So please don't fall behind. Questions, if you have any questions, please email me, or if you see any errors in the course, please let me know. In summary, the purpose of the course is to provide the student with an overview of the principles, practices, and technologies of data communications and computer networking. For each chapter, you read the chapter, watch the videos, do the hands-on exercises, and take the online quiz. What to do next? The next thing you should do is go to Blackboard and introduce yourself to the class, and then get started on Chapter 1. And this concludes our course introduction for DCOM 101. Thank you very much, and have a nice day.